What's up everyone, it is I, GladHeateHer, and I'm going to be casting another StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm game played by Idra, seeing that I actually got a lot of replays from Idra as part of the subscription package. So anyway, in the top right hand corner we have a guy called Limper, and in the bottom left hand corner, spawning as the blue Protoss, we have GladHeateHer. Oh, okay. Wow. I should have actually just read it as it was. Okay. Special thing about Limper here being the red Terran, it's actually Idra. He's actually decided to start learning how to play Terran because because Terran has been winning a lot of tournaments recently. Yeah, like we've seen Innovation playing Terran. He won WCS Global Grand Finals. We also saw Polt playing Terran. He won MLG. Spoilers, by the way. So yeah, alright, so let's turn on the production tab here, as it looks like Idra going to go for a barracks and also an early gas, meaning that he should be going for some Reapers very soon. This may have been one of the games where Major was on his stream teaching him how to play. I wasn't entirely sure, I wasn't exactly watching at this point in time, so I actually don't know what Idra was thinking, but well, like, I'm sure what he's thinking is right, but I just don't know exactly what he is thinking about. Meanwhile, it looks like GladHeAteHer actually going for the double gas. He's actually looking to tech up then. Should be seeing a cycle coming down very soon. Now, good thing for Idra, remembering to get the command center. A lot of well, there are quite a few players in the lower leagues at least who always forget to get the command center, and of course Idra learning to play Terran, at least he's actually learned to get the command center. And I think GladHeAteHer, realizing that an early gas was taken, he will have to get ready for some Reapers, which of course is actually coming out right now. Looks like an early expansion for Limper, possibly a pretty standard early expansion. We'll see what Limper decides to do with, or we'll see what Idra decides to do with this Reaper. This probe actually sneaking around here. We could be seeing a proxy pylon very soon. I'd be interested to see if GladHeAteHer decides to go for a 3-gate robo all-in. Apparently it's not that great, but we'll see. I mean, I've been doing it a lot against Terran, and it seems to be working pretty well. But no, it looks like GladHeAteHer decided to go for an expansion of her or his own. So we should be seeing a bit of a macro game very soon. Wow, it's actually pretty damn cold here. Whew. Anyway, the mothership core is out, which means the Reaper should not be able to do that much now. Oh, the mothership core actually attacking his own Nexus. That's a bit of a misclick right there. But the Reaper is of course going to get out and using the new ability for the Reaper, which is the, what is it called? I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but it's basically a med pack where if the Reaper stays out of combat for a while, it will regenerate all his health, or he will regenerate all his health, which is actually the proper way of saying that damn sentence. But looks like the expansion for Idra is about to be secured, as a couple of Marines are going to sit here. Idra actually going to go for a 1-1-1 build. We could be seeing, it's actually the Destiny Cloudfist build. We could be seeing Hellbat drops very soon from Idra, although he actually lifted both his orbitals. Well, that was a bit of a blunder from Idra, but anyway, it looks like his mining is just going to go back on track. I'm sure when he was streaming this, his chat was laughing quite a bit. But anyway, when you're learning Terran, sometimes you make mistakes. It's okay. It's okay. It looks like +1 armor is actually going to be researched first for GladHeAteHer, which is like normally a lot of players would research +1 weapons first instead of +1 armor, but I suppose with +1 armor the units of GladHeAteHer will stay alive for a while, especially against what is apparently just Marines. They will definitely stay around for a while. a lot longer anyway. Now we do have a medevac, and it looks like Idra not going for Hellbats, instead going for mines. Could we be seeing a mine drop very soon? Maybe he's going to go for some bio-mine army composition, which is, I think it's actually pretty good versus Protoss. But he is loading up. He's loading up, but he's actually going to load up with 4 Marines and 2 Widow Mines, which is actually a very normal load up composition. As the medevac is actually going to go around and try and get into the mineral line so it can do a bit of damage. We'll see how well Idra goes with that. Meanwhile, he's going to drop down a cannon. No, sorry, GladHeAteHer is actually going to drop down a cannon. It is natural in his main, so he's actually getting ready for the biomine drop. See how well the drop goes then, because it looks like Idra actually really trying to scout out to see if there's a third base coming down for GladHeAteHer. It looks like he's just going to boost away and perhaps attack the natural, but no, the natural is also guarded by a cannon, which means basically this drop is completely worthless. It's not going to work at all. Unless he decides to drop around here, but I don't think he's going to do enough damage, or at least position the mines in a good place that the cannon can't hit it or detect it. Scan going down for Idra. Not going to really reveal much right now. GladHeAteHer deciding to go for a robotics facility, which means he may be looking for Colossus tech. That would be a really good idea against this essentially marine heavy composition right now. Stim pack and combat shield and +1 weapons are being researched by Idra, which means basically he is going to commit to getting Marines. Getting Marines in particular, not Marauders, because at this point he wants to use the gas on Widow Mines right now, because Widow Mines are actually pretty damn good. He is deciding to get 2 Marauders though, so that will definitely help beef out his army composition, especially against this many Stalkers. There's actually quite a few Stalkers, there's like 5 already, so definitely just getting Marine is not going to be a very good idea. Especially since Protoss can warp in additional units if needed, which oftentimes will be needed. Now we do have the first Colossus coming down already for GladHeAteHer, and he is going to actually drop down a pylon, proxy pylon here, so we should be seeing an attack very soon from GladHeAteHer. Looks like it's going to be a 4-gate 1 robo sort of push here, as he may be trying to do a timing attack with +1, but unfortunately for him, Idra is already past +1. He's already researching +2, and he's actually going to attack with this small +1 advantage for the next sort of 25-ish seconds. He's going to have a +1 advantage, and we'll see how well he goes. But this one Colossus, if he can save, if GladHeAteHer can micro the Colossus perfectly, then this army will have a bit of a problem. But of course, the photon overcharge does come out. It does get forced out, which is a slight victory for GladHeAteHer, in a sense that it will take a while it will take about 50 seconds, I think, for the mothership core to regenerate the energy required for another 2 planetary nexi, in the sense that you wait for this one to finish, and then you basically attack again. You force another photon overcharge, and then you just drop here and you attack. But it looks like GladHeAteHer are actually going to move out. I think this little army should be able to take on this small bio force, especially with the 2 Colossus. But it looks like we could be seeing. Looks like GladHeAteHer looking to expand to a 3rd, but whoop-de-doo, there is a Widow Mine, and if GladHeAteHer actually doesn't suspect that there's a Widow Mine, okay, well now he knows that there is a Widow Mine, and that was a bit of a mistake from, well, not really much of a mistake from Idra, just a bit of luck for GladHeAteHer actually managing to scout out that there is in fact a Widow Mine. And GladHeAteHer, is he actually just going to let this Reaper work on this Nexus? We'll see whether he decides to respond, and he is going to actually attack. I don't think he needs to send that many units. He's actually going to reveal that he has 3 Colossus, I think. GladHeAteHer should actually try and micro his units a bit, but oh, this Widow Mine actually getting spotted by the Observer. I'm pretty sure it gets spotted by the Observer. Yeah, of course it does get spotted by the observer. GladHeAteHer knowing exactly. Oh, that's a clever name. GladHeAteHer as GladHeAteHer. Oh, that's a really clever name. Very nice. GladHeAteHer actually not killing off this Widow Mine, which means it could actually do significant damage to his economy if he actually manages to get all his probes to, say, mine on this particular mineral patch. It will be the death patch, actually. It's not really useful at all. Idra actually getting quite a few Vikings to counter those Colossus. That's probably not enough Vikings to quickly to kill the Colossus quickly enough, but it looks like Storm actually being researched, and a couple of Archons for GladHeAteHer as well. Now Idra needs to micro those Vikings away so they don't get completely sniped by, say, the Archons, which of course do splash damage against clumped units as well. This Bioforce actually looking pretty damn scary for Idra, as he is going to try and assault the third. Nice stutter step from Idra, but it looks like he may not be paying attention, and this army, this other secondary army right here, is actually going to get torn to shreds, and the Vikings managing to take out all the Colossus, I think. Yes, he does actually manage to get rid of all the Colossus, which means the Bio army is going to have a heyday against all these Stalkers and Zealots. Especially since it's a bunch of Marauders, and they actually do pretty well. Obviously they do very, very well versus the Stalkers, but they actually do surprisingly okay versus Zealots. And of course he needs to retreat for just a little bit. He needs to gather his troops again. Idra of course needing to gather his troops. I think a good Storm is definitely the right idea right now. Making more Colossus is not going to be very good, especially with that many Vikings. It's just too much of an investment for something that will just die so damn quickly. And it looks like Idra powering through his resources with, what is it, 7 barracks, maybe even more. I'm not entirely sure, but he is just expanding more and more and more. He's actually going to try and secure a 4th now, as GladHeAteHer still losing 6 probes to that Widow Mine. He really needs to try and get rid of it very soon. I don't think he realizes that there is in fact a Widow Mine right there. That poor probe. Oh, and even more probes actually getting killed. If we look at the Workers Lost tab right now, it's actually 19-0, which is a huge lead for Idra right now. A cannon right here is actually going to spot the Widow Mine, but is it going to shoot the Zealot? I think it does. Yes, it is actually a pretty smart fire. It attacks the units first instead of probes, and GladHeAteHer just consistently losing probe after probe after probe. I think he's going to lose another probe as well, and he's going to be thinking, wait, why is my economy so bad? It's because he's been losing probe after probe after probe, and he's actually going to lose the third as well. GladHeAteHer actually going to try and commit to an attack, but he needs to back out for just a sec. Oh, huge storms by Limper, of course, for Limper, of course, actually doing a bit of damage, but he did actually manage to split his army pretty well, and I think it's going to be an interesting battle. But I think Limper's actually got it. He's just got way too much bio right now, and it looks like GladHeAteHer just not being able to deal enough damage, and it's GG from GladHeAteHer. So this is one of Idra's games where he decided to play Terran. He's actually learning Terran right now, and he seems to be getting okay at it. I think this is Masters level Terran. Yeah, this was Masters level Terran versus Masters level Protoss, so obviously, as you can see right now, he's actually doing pretty damn well. I think his previous experience playing Zerg basically means he knows how the game works, and of course that will be definitely really, really helpful for him. With GladHeAteHer, I guess one of the problems he had was he just rallied so many probes to this base, not realizing that there was in fact an army sort of sniping each and every probe as it was being made. Also, there was that one Widow Mine that managed to really shut down the economy around here for GladHeAteHer, so that was unfortunate for him. I think he was also not really like, he got the storms. He definitely got the unit composition just right, and that was a smart move to go for storms. It's just a little bit unfortunate that he didn't land the storms. Well, no, sorry. It was just good for Idra that he managed to split his army really, really well against those storms. So anyway, thanks for watching. I guess that's the end of that game. if you want to watch Idra, you can go and follow him on twitch.tv/magician80. Wow, what is that? You can go follow him on Twitch at twitch.tv/idrajit. You can also follow him on Twitter. It's twitch.tv/idra. It's no longer idrajit, by the way, guys. And I think that's about it. And of course, you can always follow me on Twitter, Magician88. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a subscribe button sort of down below. And apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.